welcome to episode 2 of Bucket Bites. And as always, your hosts, one of us loves to sniff Sharpies and all of his markers while teaching his classes. We've got Profi Plays.
And obviously the other beautiful co-host is Papa Post, who is known to both roast his coffee and touch himself in the same area of the house.
That's okay.
They said it wasn't gonna be able to be done. They said we weren't gonna make it, but look at us, episode 2. They said we wouldn't get this far.
I think that was just last week's guest, with Josh from Suggestive Gaming that said that. I mean, what was your confidence level that we were actually going to have in episode 2? Technically 3, but also technically 2 at the same time.
Like, how sure was I that we were gonna have another episode?
Yeah.
On a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the highest, I was like maybe Zelda Majora's Mask confident. Gold cartridge, if that makes sense. If it doesn't, that's okay. How you doing? How you feeling?
You know, I've got a slight cough. I had a headache earlier today.
Uh-oh.
I had some chills. I had to take a nap today because I was tired. So, you know, probably just, you know, cold. Or maybe probably just the Rona.
Hey, I got tested twice this week. Or, yeah, technically.
Yeah.
And the second result I thought was for sure going to be positive because my wife had tested positive last week and my son tested positive this week. And I've been like taking care of my son. But apparently I'm either immune or I'm pretty sure I'm a superhero.
Well, it's funny you say that. It's funny you say that because back in November. So actually, I'm going to call back again to freaking Buzzword. But literally the day after we were on that episode.
Oh, that's true.
My wife tested positive, right? So, okay, we had to go through the whole, like, testing thing. We all got tested. Right. She quarantined in a bedroom. Nobody got it till the very end. 2 days after she went back to work, my kids tested positive. 1 day after each other, right? So, well, it's funny. So, the reason I wanted that backstory there is this whole time, from November, probably, I want to say 11th or 12th or whatever, all the way through now, I've probably gotten tested 18 or 19 times. PCR test. Negative every time.
That's a lot. That's a lot. I think I've only been tested like maybe 4 or 5 times. And so far I've been COVID free.
I mean, that's good. And me too. And I guess you could kind of say that my nose has been used and abused by the nose probes that go up there.
Okay.
Well, that's what they do, man.
No, it's I don't know what it is, but I've been free, thankfully, and considering my wife and I are both teachers, and I mean, she works at a middle school, so, you know, like, just kids in general, which I kind of get, but kids in general, expecting them to have their masks on for 8 hours a day, 30 minutes less, I guess, if you count lunch. I mean, it's just the fact that this is the first time that we've been positive, or she's been positive, is crazy.
Yeah.
But,
well, yeah, and I think at this point, I think it's just impossible to avoid. And we're not going to spend the whole episode talking about COVID, but we could, but we're not. But maybe, as I go back to another callback to COVID,
definitely,
you know, the whole mask, well, you're going to deal with it. The whole mask thing. You know how they made kids go back to school with the masks and everything, right?
Yeah, I definitely know that.
Right. So my son would never take his mask off. So
okay. They
would go outside and play outside, you know, for recess, whatever. In the middle of summer, he's got
with a mask
he's got the freaking the tan around,
play games,
you know.
Man. Oh,
well, no, he had a freaking tan line, so it was so funny. Oh my gosh!
Get him one of those full face shields one.
Dude, I don't know.
That is funny though.
It reminded me of that, and such are the joys of being a parent, getting to watch your kids look ridiculous.
That's a whole other thing that I do want to get into is being a parent and streaming and all that. Like, that's how, because you told me earlier how you had to take a nap. I'm like, dude, you know how many times I have to take a nap? Like, naps, I live off of naps.
Yeah.
Naps are super so essential. What are you doing? All right, Neo,
I
what are you
got
trying to dodge over there?
I got I gotta stunt to the camera, bro. Sorry. Um, but no,
But yeah, man,
what?
I think being a parent like in streaming, period, right, is already tough enough. Because and there are days when like you've seen it, we both seen it. But our kids go upstairs and we're like, some days we're both like, all right, come on, now you're in the stream, I guess. And then there's some
Yeah.
days where I'm like, no, you can't see this. This is for adults only. Go downstairs. Or like, it's bedtime. Or your mom's calling you.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. No, it's okay. Well, I'm down in my dungeon of a basement, my sex dungeon, and it's
You've never
he's not
invited
really
me.
he's not. I did. Well, maybe you don't remember because I did root for you.
What?
Shh. Anyways, so no, you've never been down here before, but I can't wait for you to come
I
down here
haven't.
on your own sometime.
I can't wait to come
Um,
either.
there'll be lots of that. Um, but no, you're absolutely right. It is funny, when the kids do come down here. And I was watching another streamer earlier today where
Mhm.
she is a single mother and she streams. And it'd be really cool to get her on
Oh
the
wow,
show sometime.
it
But
would be interesting.
she just recently got partner, like back in October, I want to say. Um, so every once in a while her kid will come on the just pop in and everything, but it was really interesting
Yeah.
to me when her dad must have like came up on this, like opened her door. Like she's 20, she's like, probably like 28 or
Yeah.
29 or whatever, so it's not like she's whatever.
Uh
Um
huh.
but she like muted the stream and everything, and she comes back and she starts talking about how um oh, I'm sorry guys, I didn't tell my dad I was working. And
Interesting.
and I'm like,
You know, as you were telling me the story, I had like four tangents in my head right now that I want to touch on. That I'm gonna forget. Like as soon as we touch one of them, I'll forget the others.
you can touch me
But that's
whenever.
interesting. That you, that's interesting that you say that though, because well, what did you think when she said that? Like the whole
Well,
I'm
nothing.
working
I
thing.
I think it was a realization of how, as like small, well, we're smaller, we are smaller streamers, but anybody that's streaming, it's, if you're not doing it to have fun, you're doing it as a job, and maybe kind of both, right? And
Dude, man. I talked about this before too, and I agree with you. I think that if here's the thing, right? For me, I think it's tough to be to take this into like that direction of like this is a to the point where I could say this is a job and I could potentially take it somewhere. I'm
mhm,
not saying it's impossible. I just know that I would have to change a lot of things. And unfortunately, being a parent, being a teacher, other things just naturally take priority over that. So
mhm,
that's why I don't think I could, because I would have to switch too many things that I don't want to do. I want to do this streaming because I think it's fun. And I
mhm.
think that's the level that I want to take it at. If I can do cool stuff with it, great. But taking it to that level of like maybe I can live off of this, that's that's a lot of dedication. I think that just I'm sure there are partners out there. I imagine there are where parents maybe, right?
Oh yeah,
Before the fact, like before the fact that they're partners, I want to say, like not after. I can't
right.
think of any.
Well, I mean, there's, like I said, there's the one. Her name, I'll name drop. Her name is Petite.
Hmm.
Used to be known as Petite Harpy. She's known for Smite. Plays Apex. She's
Okay.
pretty good. Um,
Yeah, I'm sure
but
there's a lot of them out there. I just think it's just it's very hard. And then to not have like a we have jobs obviously, you and I. So like
mhm. Well,
all
yeah,
those
you're
things we
working
have
all
to
day.
take
You
into
know.
consideration for
Well, yeah, and
sure.
we can't all have 300,000 YouTube subscribers and buy $600,000 houses.
Buy all those bots and oh they that were name dropping again. I
No,
think
no.
one thing that's interesting though is when you're talking about the person who lives with the parents and
Well,
takes it
she
as a
just
job. I
moved.
think
She just moved. She had issues at her other
oh
house. Anyways, but I just wanted to throw that
yeah,
caveat out there that.
but no, I think it is interesting though, like to that mentality of like this is a job is it's good. It's good to have the mentality. I think if I could tell one thing I would definitely tell myself if I was younger in terms of streaming is like you should have done it earlier.
Mhm.
Just to get more comfortable with it and have more maybe of a following. I think that would have been something
When you were
positive.
younger and you could relate a little bit more, maybe. Well, I think you do a good job of relating to anybody that comes
Well,
into your stream.
not so much that. I think that's part of the personality that we have. I think where we can do that. But I think just in terms of like not only community building, but I mean just scheduling. I mean, when I was, it's not the same now. Like I said, now that I'm a full time teacher and parent, as you're a college kid, and like my biggest priority was like soccer games, and you know what I'm saying. Like I didn't have this. It wasn't the same. You
Yeah.
know.
No, I agree with you.
I wanted to ask you another thing. I just popped into my head. What do you think of people that'll be like, "Hey, I have a," and they'll even have it in the bios, but it'll be like such and such for a mom of three, and then like people that think, I shouldn't say, I'm not. I don't want to. I don't want
What are
to.
you getting at? Are you what are you getting
I
at,
want
Profi?
you to tell me, what do you think? Do you think, because there are people who say people who have fur babies, right, have the same responsibilities as, like, that they share the same responsibility as the parents of actual human beings. I just want your thoughts on that.
Before I answer that question,
Uh huh.
when I found out I was going to be a father, we bought a cat to find out
Yeah.
whether or
Okay.
not
Yeah.
whether
Yeah.
or
You
not
told the
we could
story.
take
Right.
care of something without killing it. And
Right. Right.
so
You have a dog now
yeah,
and a cat.
we have 2 cats and a dog. Nah, so now that we just keep adding on to this fucking family, but um, I no, there's no comparison. I mean, at least animals, they try to keep themselves alive, where little humans do everything they
I
can to try
just,
to kill themselves.
dude, I saw a TikTok. That's true. It's so true. I saw a TikTok of a person who was very adamant, very defensive about, like, these are my children, and you can't tell me otherwise. And then it showed a picture of like a dog in a little coat,
But
and it's like,
I don't think the
I
reference. I don't think the reference isn't to the responsibility of it. It's the amount of love that they have for these animals. That's
that I don't deny. Look, one thing that I think I've told, I don't think I've ever told you this, is this might seem dark, but it's not. I don't intend this to be dark. But my brother cried more for when his dog died than when my brother died, which is crazy to me. So I don't deny the love that someone can have, but it's the, like, the whole, like, it's the same thing. Like, we're both parents. Like, well,
right.
hold up. We're not both parents, all right? Let's get that out of the way.
Yeah. No, I
So
guess I agree with that. I agree with that. Um, in the respect that it's not in terms of how much you love this thing, whether it's furry or not.
right,
Even if you have a
yeah,
hairy baby, I'm not gonna you know
dude. There's people who are in love with dolls, right? And if you share that, if you have that love for that doll, hey, that's you. There's people that are married to those real life dolls. Hey, I'm just saying, it's not exactly the same thing, you know. But
well,
uh,
and
as
I'm
as far
gonna
as it
shout
being
this
a,
out just I'm gonna shout it out just because it's somebody in chats like this. Or
mhm,
I don't know if this I don't remember if this is necessarily a situation, but maybe
mhm,
you can't have it. Maybe you can't have kids. So you have these dolls, right?
mhm,
And that's what you get close with. That's what you love. That's you take care of that baby.
yeah,
So
for sure,
I know there's people. Everybody's got different walks of life, and um, everyone has different situations. So, but I will say
yeah.
this: it's definitely from personal experience. Cats are the devil. Children are the devil. But children also try to kill themselves, and you can get in a lot of trouble if they do that.
Uh, did you guys decide, like, now let's have a kid? Like, and then you planned it? Like, was it, or were you just
God,
like,
no,
look, no, we
no,
did.
no. The first wait, well, the
I
first one or the second one? 'Cause I got two.
either.
No.
It didn't matter. Because we did, we planned it. We talked about it, and we were like, okay, I think we're ready when you do the. I think we had decided that when we were basically, when I was done with school, because she's older than me, and then we were like, yeah, we
Ooh, you
decided.
got yourself a cougar? How much older?
She's like 4 years older. I
40
think
years older?
four.
Oh, okay. I've
40.
never actually I've never
My,
actually met your wife, so
so she's
Oh,
70.
okay. Well, I mean,
My wife is 70.
well, that's cool. Yeah, man.
Wow. Shout out to my 70-year-old cougar wife.
So
Nah,
is that like when you
she's
go down?
35.
Oh.
Oh God. it's it just dust
Have
comes
you
out.
Well, I was going to ask you, is it kind of like going down, have you ever, what phyllo paper or phyllo dough is?
Uh-uh.
Have you never heard of Philodo? Look it up
I don't
sometime.
think so.
I was gonna
Look it up right
reference
now.
a. God, what are
How do you
we
spell it?
getting into? PHILO. It's kind of like a really flaky, thin.
Oh, that's gross, dude. That's, I mean, that's not gross, but I instantly related that in someone's vagina.
Yes, yes.
Ugh. And
God,
then
we're
you
going down
image this,
this.
and the second image is horrible. We can talk sex stories, but I'm always down for sex stories.
Let's not. Let's not.
Oh, you know what sucks though? You really can't. I mean, I not can't, but I'm saying like you because you've been with your wife since freaking high school,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
she probably wouldn't like too many papa stories, huh?
All the papa stories are with her. That's not a joke.
Oh,
That's not a joke.
oh, that's love. When did you lose your virginity, if you don't mind me asking?
I was in the back of my dad's Blazer. Um, probably sophomore, junior
Oh,
summer.
you
Yeah.
dog. I have a friend who like it's pretty bad. We had a bet that I think the bet was will he loses his virginity by like 28 or something, and the like if I bet after my other friend bet before, and it was like for a box of pizza or something, but
Mhm.
he got up there. He got up there. I think he was 26. I think when he lost his virginity, which is fine,
Wow.
right? Totally
I
fine.
mean, people can
People that
wait.
want to wait, yeah, for sure.
I mean,
Do you want to
I
talk
don't know,
gaming, dude?
man. That'd be so hard. Okay, let's
Dude,
change gears, man.
I've been wanting to talk gaming since we started this, and we've like touched on it once.
Okay,
But
let's go. Lead the way, Captain.
I was gonna say the biggest I think topic right nowadays is the whole buyout
Yeah.
of Activision Blizzard.
When you first heard about that, what was your um
My reaction,
I'm just thinking of the transition that we just made.
bro. That's how my mind works, man. 1 second I'm talking about this. Next time I ask you how
Oh
you
my
like to
gosh.
be pegged.
Yeah, dude.
There's
We can
no
save that one for
smoothness
after
here.
hours.
I don't
No, but what was I'm sorry to interrupt you, but what
mm,
was your first initial reaction when you
never be
heard about
sorry.
that?
To be honest with you, I didn't care that much. I was just like, meh, okay. That was my first like knee jerk reaction because, dude, eventually, like, I don't know. I have a strong belief that eventually it's gonna be like two, down to two things that you got to choose from, like
Yeah,
damn near
two
everything else.
players. Yep.
Yeah, you know. And then
Well,
my second, I think, reaction was like, oh, Activate. Oh, that makes sense. We briefly talked about this before, but
sure. Yeah. Well, I I know my thoughts on it were I was happy, right? I got a lot invested into Microsoft's kind of ecosystem.
mm,
So I was happy because, well, but at the same time, it didn't matter to me because everything Activision under those, the big, Call of Duties, the, World of Warcraft, StarCraft. Actually, well, get into that. I haven't played StarCraft since StarCraft 2, like in like 2011 or something. But um,
11.
I don't even remember when the game came out. But it was my first RTS game. But
Mm-hmm.
well, not my first, but one of the first ones that I actually enjoyed. But I don't play any of those games. I haven't touched Call of Duty probably since 2014, 2013 maybe.
Right.
So
Same with my Xbox, in which I don't have one, so I haven't touched
yeah,
an Xbox since my ex's box. But that is because I don't know, dude. The whole like actually remember how like a while back this was like a big deal. Like, oh, which one are you on? Like, was it PlayStation, Xbox, or Nintendo? And I was like, dude, Nintendo's always the cheapest, always by like $50 or 100 sometimes. So I always
but
chose Nintendo,
sure.
you know, and everyone always made fun of Nintendo. So I was like, but then when I finally did get a system, it was Play. I don't think we ever had an Xbox.
Okay. Well, so
So
that answers my question that I had for you then in regards I think the console war is kind of dumb.
it was so
Because
dumb, so dumb.
right, and obviously I've had each system not at launch, but I've
Oh,
always
okay.
had each system from every generation except for this one. Obviously, I haven't had any of them. But
My brother had the one that would get the red ring.
the 360.
Was that the 360?
Yep.
Yeah, he had that one. I was like,
Yeah.
wow.
I know mine lasted quite a few years until just one day.
And And I would fix it by putting a small rubber band in there every time.
My memory,
Yeah,
maybe my memory doesn't serve me right, but I always thought it was a overheating issue for the Xbox that caused the red ring.
it would overheat apparently that little thing, that little band. I might be mistaken. I probably am, but I'm pretty sure
Hmm.
that's how I would fix it. It was a small
So
rubber band that I'd put, and then it would.
interesting.
Yeah.
So console wars, if you had to pick a side, you'd pick PlayStation, right?
No, I would. If I had to
Hold
pick
on.
a side, Nintendo.
Yes. Oh, okay. Oh, I'm sorry. Nintendo. Okay.
Nintendo.
Yeah, I know. I've always I started off on PlayStation, and once I went to Xbox, I never went back. I've been part of that
Oh, really?
ecosystem. Yeah. Well, I mean, I said, I've had all of them, but
But I
it's
also
been
never
my
had like a huge. I wouldn't go to war for it. People were like
no.
people.
Well,
They were serious about that
that's
shit.
because people are so insecure and short sighted.
And you could own more than one console. It's okay.
Well, but
you
this is
know,
where the whole console wars come into play, though, is that maybe you could only afford to have one console,
which is why we would get the Nintendo every
right? And
time
sure,
because it's the
but
cheapest.
if you could only have one,
Yeah,
then you
yeah,
kind of hated everything the other one was doing, and
you're right.
I
And then they
I
came
was
to the
fortunate.
exclusives. And,
Yes.
oh,
So
yeah,
and that's something that obviously PlayStation has done really well is it's the only thing I buy on the PlayStation is the
is
single
what?
player exclusive games.
Okay,
Like your God of War, your Last of Us, your I didn't play the Nathan Drake games, the I almost
that's
said
why I think.
Journey to the Center of the Earth. That's almost what I said. But
I think that's why having a Nintendo console was specifically because of the multiplayer aspect. Because I always play with my brothers.
yeah.
But I do agree that it sucked for when you wanted to play like a RPG
Hmm.
because
All the
Nintendo
good ones
compared
are
to
well, most
yeah
of the good ones
compared
are
to
on
the other two,
Xbox and PlayStation.
very few on Nintendo
Yeah.
consoles. So
So
that part made me kind of like, okay, now I gotta get one of these. And I think it might have been specifically for a game that I can't remember now, but that I
mhm.
chose one of the PlayStation consoles.
So now that
Can't
you're
remember which
part
one.
of the master race, the PC master race.
And then those memes started coming out. My lord. I will say this though, the having a PC, like, which I knew this beforehand, right? But having a PC just, it's almost overwhelming the amount of games that you can play so cheaply and of good quality. I
Yeah.
love it. I love it. I
Yeah.
haven't, and I only touch my PlayStation now
Inappropriately?
sexually. Yeah, when I am lonely at night. No, I only touch it when I'm playing Apex with the guys.
Yeah, and
Only
pretty soon
only
you're gonna
time.
switch and soon you're gonna switch them all over to PC anyways.
They're slowly. You should see their snaps they
I,
send me.
I
They're slowly building their stuff. Oh yeah, you do know actually.
I do
Yeah,
a little bit.
they're
A
slowly
little bit.
coming over.
That makes
But
me
no,
happy.
it's just everything you can play on the console you can play on the PC basically.
Almost. Almost. But
Almost.
this is
Nintendo is the
why
only one that I still play. Actually, I play the Switch regularly still.
yeah. See, that's what my favorite part about the Xbox Game Pass was is that
Yeah.
it started bringing over all of these Microsoft Studio games on the PC. And cuz
Mhm.
where I'm set up, my kids are on the Xbox, all they're old enough to play on the Xbox all the time now. I can fucking play my games on my PC now. And now PlayStation's starting to do that too. So pretty soon I won't even need to worry about buying a console.
Mhm.
So, I don't know. It's not really a war anymore. Now it's who can take care of the consumer better, which gaming is in a dark, dark place right now,
I
unfortunately.
agree. I agree. I think I don't know when it happened exactly, but another thing that drives me nuts that I can't stand about gaming in general is like the whole DLCs and chapters in games. Like for example, I love the Telltale series games. So like the Walking Dead ones, the Batman one, the Wolf Among Us, and
Mhm.
all those storytelling ones. I think they don't offer as much as because if you play them, they're like all about like story and choices, which I
Yeah.
love. They don't offer as much really story differentiation as you would think, but it's
Right.
still enjoyable.
Yes.
But I think maybe those are the only games that I could say, okay, they kind of work. But now a lot of these games are like, especially with PC, I've been noticing a lot of these games have like chapters,
Mhm.
and it's like I don't know. I just think it's kind of weird.
I agree. I think gaming as a whole changed with the success of Fortnite for especially
As
like with
far as like,
especially with
oh
like
my lord,
microtransactions. But look at Fortnite has seasons now, and
well,
you can
Fortnite didn't have that first, did it? Like
not
I'm
at
trying to think of
launch, not at launch.
the
They in order to
no,
bolster
at
the
launch it didn't
game.
have a season.
No, well, no, they didn't even have the fucking multiplayer as far as I know.
Right,
Not to what
right.
it
You're
is
right.
now. They
No,
added the
I don't think they had
multiplayer.
one. I
Yeah,
think it
no,
was like Save the
they add
World and that was it.
yes, yeah, yep, absolutely.
I the earliest game that I can think of, and that had DLC and was successful in it. I don't know if you count this as DLC. It's not DLC. Sorry, microtransactions are the EA games
Oh, like with
because
the
I
MUT
know,
and the FUT and the
yeah,
Ultimate Teams.
because FIFA got in huge trouble for it, where they had to. I think not only did they get sued, but they had to put the percentage of like what you can expect in one of the
Mhm.
things, the chests, if you will.
Yep.
But maybe not even. No. Maybe I'm even
I
thinking
think
wrong
that's
because
way
mobile
before
games do
then.
this a lot.
Yeah, it's the
Mobile games
mobile
do
game
that.
concept. Yep. A lot of stuff
Yeah.
is, but well, because look at
Well,
the. I mean,
gotcha.
mobile game the mobile game market is the biggest gaming market out there, and especially in terms of like profitability. Because
Mm-hmm.
you can make a game for pennies on the dollar and pull in millions with fucking
Right.
fake money, fake coins. What the
I'm trying
fuck?
to think of like I'm trying to think of like think about like Angry Birds and Flappy Bird. All you'd have to really do is add like a stamina thing in there,
Yeah.
and where it runs out, just pay for it. Pay
Yes,
if or wait 2 hours or pay for it and
dude. I fucking
easy money.
hate that. It's awful.
But the amount of people that will pay for it though,
No,
it's
but
kind of
that's just
crazy.
it. And the amount of people that pay for it is what drives these developers to keep doing it. It's oh, I'm
Yeah.
getting heated now because it fucking
I'm
pisses me off.
I wonder how much the creator of those games made.
They're
Or
millionaires. That
at least Flappy Bird. Flappy Bird is because the concept is so fucking simple, dude.
well, Flappy Birds
So
got pulled from
simple.
the market.
Did it?
Yeah, a long time
What?
ago. It might be back on now. I mean, I could look it up
I
real
have
quick.
no idea, dude. I have
Um,
no idea. But why did it get pulled?
I don't remember why. There was a reason why it got pulled. You couldn't find it anymore. Um,
Hmm.
I don't know if Suggestive Gaming's still in chat. Maybe he would remember. But
That's interesting.
I remember I had it on my phone and I made it like specifically not wanting to delete it from my phone because it'd be gone forever. Very similar to the PT demo on PlayStation for
I still have that
Silent Hill.
on my other PlayStation.
Do you? I never
Yeah,
got to play it. I never got to
and I've
play it.
never beat it, dude. I'll have to one day I will bring
You
it to
should
you. I still haven't beaten it.
just stream it. I'll just watch it, dude. Okay, real quick. This just in from Suggest Gaming. The devs were from a very poor, crime-ridden country, and once people found out he got super rich from the game, he started getting tons of threats. So he pulled the game to protect his family. That's fucked up.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
Damn, that's actually nuts.
yeah.
Wow.
So like I said, I didn't remember the reason why. I just remember it got pulled off. Um,
What is your let me phrase this correctly, all right? Because there's a couple questions that are similar to this. I'm gonna ask you, but let me start off with this one, an easy one. What's the best game you've ever played?
mm,
Your definition. Your definition. Don't worry about like create critics and people in chat that
right?
might
No,
be.
it's well. See, and I know
What's the best?
people.
Your best game.
I'm so I'm.
I've said this
It's
before.
funny.
I'll
It's
say it
funny.
again. I know mine,
That's fine.
and
I
it's
just
not.
know that my opinions on games is a lot different than many other people's.
Yeah.
But recency bias aside, Red Dead Redemption 2 was
Okay.
to me a masterpiece. Um
I'm surprised you said that game.
it's one of my favorites to go back to and play, especially with the story. I see, but I also love story single player story games. You know, you could throw in there the new God of War game was another one that was really good.
Oh,
But
I
yeah,
haven't played that, but I did hear that's really good. That's actually one that I want to play.
that
God
one
of War.
was one of my favorite games. That
I
one's
heard it
up there.
was. Yeah. Okay.
What about
You
you?
said that you had bias, but mine is 100% biased. 1,000% biased. Mine is Ogre Battle. Ogre Battle 64.
What
One
is
of the
it?
first games I ever. Ogre Battle 64. It's for
Ogre
the
Battle
Nintendo
64.
64.
Oh my
It's
god.
it's it's a very old RPG. It's not the best game. It's not, but for me, like I'm a very nostalgic guy, so the
Yeah.
memories that it invokes in me The replayability for a game of its era, I think it's very impressive.
Hmm.
It's got like multiple endings. It's a very long RPG.
Yeah.
Pretty in depth. There's a lot of hidden mechanics, missable things. It's very cool. I liked it a lot. And remember when I first played it, I didn't understand English that well, so it's very text heavy. So I remember like there are many things that I got to, and I was like, huh, I wonder what's going on. But there's a
Wow.
werewolf on my team, and there's dragons, and there's a vampire, so that's cool. So it just has a very special place in my heart.
That's good. Yeah, I don't. I unfortunately I didn't have anything that long ago that was that meaningful in my life.
Really? Oh man, I
No,
could. I a close second would be, I don't know if you ever played it, but it was Super Mario World 2. This the one with Yoshi in it.
I didn't have a Nintendo.
Oh, man, oh my lord, that game is. Mwah!
I'm sure it's
The
great,
vampire
and
sucks,
I
dude.
can't say whether or not I personally
Beautiful.
nowadays do not like playing Mario games.
Why? It's interesting. I think I played every single damn Mario game there is.
You know, I think
They all feel
they
the
just
same to you.
seem they do. Every single one feels the same. Same thing with
The
Pokemon.
thing,
It's the reason I can't get into the Pokemon games is because I
I
feel like they all
don't,
say the games. Now,
I don't disagree with you.
and maybe it's because I was always jealous as fuck. Everyone had a Game Boy and they're fucking
Uh,
sitting there playing Pokemon while I'm sitting there just fucking eating rocks or something. You know?
I don't disagree with you. I think most Mario games are exactly the same. I mean, they can try to change up the storyline or whatever, but like, it's a platform, but they're fun. There's dude, and then playing with friends. Oh, I think for me that's the biggest thing is the playing with friends part because there are many games that you can play by yourself that are just aren't the same. And I think you could argue that maybe Mario games you could play by yourself and still have fun. You know?
Yeah. No, I agree. And even now, we own. My son loves Mario.
Mm.
He does,
Mm.
and I think it's something
Yeah, my
that
son too.
I I think it's something you kind of learn to love when you're younger, and that stays with you.
I was gonna say I just think the whole like marketing behind Mario games, Nintendo in general, I suppose the way they've clearly catered to this younger audience is genius because the games themselves don't have to be difficult,
No.
and then everyone can enjoy. You can't exactly pick up a like my son wouldn't be able to pick up Red Dead 2, for example,
Hmm.
you know. So if you're
Right.
going for game of the year, you're not gonna come out with a Mario game. But if you're going
Right.
for a very enjoyable game, you can't go wrong with Mario game.
No, I agree
I
with you
think.
wholeheartedly. I do agree with you. I think they're very much fun pick up and play games.
Hmm.
So,
Interesting.
if I had to go back though, I mean, shit, man. When I was younger, I was playing like Dino Crisis, dude, and Silent Hill. Like
Oh, those are great games.
they're
Dude,
great
there's
games, but those
man,
that's what I grew up playing though. So like that's why my brain's all fucked up.
have you? Oh, you played a Silent Hill recently. I was gonna say, I played the original Resident Evil like recently, like I want to say within the year, and I like it because I have like this whole like again nostalgic. I played it when I was young, whatever. But man, tank controls and just like the not no aiming really, oh, it's tough.
Wait, what game was this?
Resident Evil,
Oh.
rough, dude, rough. And then you play something like Resident Evil 4 or 5 or whatever, and it's like
Well, with that freedom, especially playing with the
so
joystick.
different. Because
Yeah, no.
people online will always argue like, oh, the classics. This isn't a Resident Evil game. The classics are better. And, like the classics are classics for a reason, right? They're classic. At the time that they came out, they were beautiful. But let's be honest, it's they just don't hold up the same, and they shouldn't. They shouldn't hold up the same. It's been
No.
fucking how many years? More than a decade, dude.
Yeah,
Damn near
that's
20 years. They should not hold up the same. Games should
yeah.
keep getting better,
No, they
but
should.
I think they should get some love. But my lord, tank controls are.
Oh, for what they were in their age, in their day, yeah.
Yeah,
Give it.
that's my mentality.
Well, I'm pretty sure Dino Crisis had the tank controls too. So same thing with
I'm,
Silent Hill.
I was gonna say, didn't Silent Hill have it? Yeah.
Kinda. Yeah, Silent Hill did. Yeah, well, yeah.
I was replaying this game on the 64 recently because I have it right behind me, and sometimes I'll just like hook it up
Hmm.
and play it. And there's a game on there I had forgotten about, but it's so weirdly enjoyable. I would never stream it because it's so off. But basically, it's wrestling aliens. And that's what you got to do. You got to wrestle aliens, and you start off like learn. It's very technical, but basically you can either learn punching or kicking techniques or grappling techniques, right? And so you start off like learning like a normal like side throw or something, and
Mhm.
then eventually you can learn like backbreaker, brain buster, pedigree. Like there's all these other moves, and the way you learn them is by letting the aliens do that to you first. It's a very weird concept, but I
Oh,
promise
that's
it's very
interesting.
enjoyable.
So you can't
Hybrid
learn a
heaven,
move. You can't learn a move until they do it to you.
unless they do it to you. Yes, you gotta learn the tough way. And then after you beat them, it'll be like you learned kick to the head. I was like, ah, thanks,
Kick
alien.
to the nuts.
But it's a good game.
Mhm.
Surprisingly, it's got RPG elements. It's you wrestle aliens, man. How, bro? Need I say more? Hybrid Heaven. If you're ever interested.
I mean, it's better than dating cats. So
I was playing that game the other day too. I got like the horrible ending. I think as soon as every player
what?
continued, I got the worst ending.
Well, what? So last night we were playing on our stream. We were kind of co-streaming Project Zomboid, which is a game that
Mm.
initially kind of came out on early release back in 2013, right? But it's funny because you said in chat like people were questioning my choice of game recommendation there because I recommended that fucking cat
You could have
dating
recommended
game.
the game of the year, and they would have said the same thing.
No, I mean whatever. I guess I'll take the hate. That's fine. But
Perfect date. The name is there. Hey, that name is. They got an A for the name.
do you know what? There's another game that I think you should play too at some point.
The thing with me
It's
in games, like I can be critical of a game and tell you that yeah, you know what, this game isn't great, but I can still enjoy the game. And I don't know if many people can do that.
um
I think a lot of people, if they don't like the game, then they probably wouldn't critique it or evaluate highly. And I think those are two different things that's sometimes hard to pull apart.
sure.
Because critiquing
No.
it, it's the same way with a lot of things. You can watch a movie. I watch horrible movies. My brother has horrible taste in movies. Horrible. I mean, he's a horror movie cinephile,
Mhm.
and he's watched like so many, like just not they're not even B, they're C at best, maybe,
Right.
right? But I can
Mhm.
still suspend my logic and reasoning for a while and enjoy it, and tell you afterwards this movie was horrible. But the experience of like seeing it, okay, it's not bad. And I think I can do the
Right.
same with games. There's some games that are like, they're not great,
Man,
but I can still play them and enjoy them.
there's so many bad games though. Like it's hard to hate everything about a game. Like I know there's some
What's
people out there that
Yeah,
will find one bad aspect about a game, just one thing, and immediately
and I
they're
don't think
turned
you
off
should
and
do
it's the
that.
worst fucking game.
Yeah, somebody told me I was playing Tales of Arise the other day, and somebody told me that the reason that this game got critiqued bad is because when you rest at camps, there's a feature it's a very small line of text that will scroll along the bottom, and it basically
Hmm.
promotes this DLC,
Sure.
and that was the reason why they didn't like it. It had nothing to do with the graphics, the
Yeah.
story, the combat. It was because of that line of text that promotes its own DLC. And I was like, that's crazy to me. Because I could tell you
Is
I don't
that
like
during
that.
was that during the game? Like during the
Yeah, like
gameplay or at the menu?
so you would go, it was at the menu, you'd rest at a campsite. And if you wanted to save, you'd click on save or you click on the menu and it
Yeah.
would show up there. But it wasn't like a blaring like DLC, buy now, buy. It was like a line of text at the bottom. It just scrolls.
I mean, you gotta advertise your stuff though. I
But
could understand being frustrated if it was in the game, but like
right. Some
if it's on the
NPC comes up to
menu,
you, it's like, hey, you want to get strong, buy this. And then takes you to
well,
a link.
that's yeah,
No, I could see why you don't like that. Fine. But to say like this game is trash not because of it, it's kind of what you're saying. Like because of one aspect of the thing, you should not dump on the whole game. I don't think that's a good critique either.
right. No, I agree. Well, and
Unless
it's
that one thing is that much of a game breaker.
right. Well, and I can understand it where some people get like that. So I'm playing Dying Light 2 on stream right now. That's like my
Yeah.
main like game that I've been doing, and at first I really liked it, but the more and more I played it, the more and more I started to not love it, and it's kind
Is it
of
very repetitive?
the game. Yeah, it's very repetitive in terms of like what it is, and you can upgrade things and all this and that, but
Yeah.
there's a lot of things that they made design wise with that game that I just felt was not fun.
Yeah.
Um, so I don't know. It can take one thing, maybe it's a certain gameplay loop that you just don't find enjoyable. And next thing you know, it's like, hey, I don't like this game anymore.
So is it a good game? Do you think it's a good game?
I mean, if I had to give it a out of 10 rating, I'm not done with it yet, but I'd give it like a 7,
Oh, that's good.
6.5 or 7,
Yeah.
which is
Not bad.
acceptable. I mean, I didn't
Yeah.
pay for it. Actually, I think I did pay for it. But that's besides the point.
No, I think stuff like that is legit. I think most games, even your game of the year contenders, have flaws in them, have bad stuff in
Absolutely.
them. But I think you should still be able to be like, okay, this is like a good game, you know.
Mhm.
I think very few games are 10s. I can't think of a game that's a 10. 10 out of 10.
That's fair. That's fair. See, but I can also overlook small, minor flaws
I
and
do
still
too.
give it a 10. Still give it a 10. Like if it's like a 9.9999998, I just round that up to a 10.
Yeah. I'm trying to
You know
think
what
of
I'm
like a
saying?
game that's like, oh, this game's a fucking 10. This game's
Like
like amazing.
like for example, Red Dead is not a 10. I'd give it a 9.5, but it's still my favorite game,
Mm-hmm.
you know?
It's a good game.
Um
Yeah. I think a 9 is a very, very good score. I think if you're giving a
even
game
an
a
8.
10,
Even an 8 is a
yeah,
pretty
yeah,
good
for
score.
sure.
It's a good game.
I think if you're giving a game a 10, it's like it comes down to that thing of like okay, now maybe you're like you're overlooking something. I think giving a game a 9, 8, even a 7 is very good. I think
Mhm.
that's like that makes sense. That's critique wise that makes sense to me,
Yep.
you know. But
I agree.
what do you think is the worst game you've ever played? Or just you can confidently say this game is the worst. It's horrible.
Let me pull up my Steam list real quick cuz
If
there's
you
plenty
look
of
on
bad
YouTube,
ones.
if you go to YouTube and you pop that question in, you
Mhm.
might get something like ET the game or
Oh,
something.
sure. One of the most generationally
Yeah,
lowest
but
rated games.
I'm not asking for that though. I'm asking for like the one that you know of that you play that's like this game is fucking horrible.
Man.
Because let me tell you, I played
What are we
Home Alone the
limiting this
video
to?
game.
Yeah.
Everything.
I mean, are you talking about some shitty little, one person developed game that was released as an early
Hey,
access on Steam for $2? But if it's,
one person developed games are really good sometimes. No,
I'm not saying
anything.
that, but man, that's
Anything.
hard because there's been so
Because then
many
you have
bad ones.
blockbuster games. Yeah,
Yeah. Um, man,
like which
I
one?
think, man, that's gonna take me some time to think of. Obviously, you know what you're thinking of already.
I have no idea.
Oh,
This
you have no
question,
idea.
like every, no, these questions come from the top of the head, man.
Man,
I,
this is
I can
I
think of a
couldn't
couple bad ones, or one that maybe I didn't enjoy as much as like other games.
sure.
Because again, I can play a game and enjoy it. So I feel like if I play a game and I don't enjoy it, that game is pretty bad. That game's got to be fucking
Yeah.
awful. I played. Let me tell you some of the games that I played that are considered horrible. I've played and that I've enjoyed. I played Home Alone, the video game.
Mhm.
The game was not bad. Spy
Oh, I
versus
know.
Pie,
Okay.
also enjoyed it. I even played like Playboy game. That game was pretty bad. That game barely served as eye candy. It was pretty bad. You know when what was the name of that store that went out of went out of business? It wasn't Lockluster. It
Oh, I don't
was
know.
I think it was I think it was Name Crazy. That might have been the name of it.
Sure. Yes, the game store.
Yes.
Yeah, the
And
the
when they
Fame
went out of
Lazy.
store, yeah, they so many of their games went on sale, like for like dirt cheap.
Yep.
And that was one of the games that I bought.
Okay.
That one's up there, or down there, I
Okay.
should say.
Sure.
Did you think
Yeah,
of something you?
I don't. And I'm trying to
Uh,
jog my memory. I can think of games that severely disappointed me.
like which one? Yeah, what's
Well,
one of the
I
biggest
mean,
flops?
the easiest one off the top of the head is Cyberpunk. I
That one really. I remember you playing that and enjoying that still though.
I did, but the things I liked about Cyberpunk were the story. That's it.
Uh,
The gameplay was kind of fun. The gunplay was fine.
Huh.
Everything else was fucking trash.
Really?
Okay, I'm sorry. The soundtrack was good. The graphics were pretty decent.
Dude,
The
that game
gunplay was
got
good.
like
But the promises and what I expected it to be
that
just
game got a
fucking
lot of exposure and media push. A lot of it.
yeah. And it was warranted. I mean, a lot of the shit. I mean, there was so much cut content from the game, my dude. Like,
Like
dude.
what?
Well, they had rail systems. They had parts of the map that weren't there. I mean, you're talking about fucking
Mm.
sections of roads that didn't even have textures or existed in the final game that they had
Oh,
to patch.
that's
Like,
fucking
dude,
horrible.
the amount of bugs and glitches every time a quest would just not work. Like,
That's horrible.
but the worst part about all of that is I still pushed through it because I still really enjoyed the story.
But again, that's not a horrible thing. I think okay, if you had to give the game a score at launch, what would you give it?
At launch, a 5.
Hmm. That's not horrible, but I agree with you that it is very disappointing. If you're paying for a game and it's the final, final version and it has that many stuff, that's a shame that has that many issues.
AAA game, hundreds of millions of dollars on a budget. You know,
Mhm.
you just how? But we're seeing, but it's a sign of how things are because many games are like that.
Mhm. Yeah,
On the
I agree.
on the flip side, Resident Evil 8,
I was just gonna
I
there's
I saw so many people play that game.
mm,
Immediately, I was turned off by the animations, the movement, and a lot of what
mhm.
I saw from the gameplay, especially like in the early betas or
Yeah.
the playable whatever the beta was before it released.
Yeah.
I told myself I'm not buying this thing. It looks awful. I forget why, but I ended up buying it. That game surprised me so much, and I
That game is great.
absolutely loved it.
Great game. I like it. I think
Absolutely loved it.
I was just gonna tell you, Resident Evil 3 was a game that many people were disappointed with.
Or
And
6.
I can't remember
What
6.
what
6
what
was the
wasn't 6 really?
6, yes.
Wasn't
6
6
was pretty
awful too?
disappointing too.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they hyped up the whole like, oh, Kennedy and Chris or Kennedy, Leon Kennedy and Chris finally reunite, and it's literally that scene that they show, and that's the only interaction they have.
Yeah.
That yeah, Resident Evil 6 and Resident Evil 3, I would argue, were very disappointing, and the only reason I think people were disappointed, well, not the only reason, there was a couple of reasons, was apart from the cut areas that they cut from the original, but it
Hmm.
came a year after Resident Evil 2. Resident Evil 2, by the way, if you haven't played it, Resident Evil 2 is great.
Isn't that that's the one with or is that Resident Evil 3 with the um fuck. The Well, I played Resident Evil 2 remastered. When they remade it.
Uh,
So I've played that one and I also own Resident Evil 3, the remastered version of it.
okay.
Um but I mean, I've played the remaster of 2 and I've enjoyed it. I don't
Resident Evil 2 is really, really good, and it basically redid the whole game, the original game, with better
Mhm,
graphics, better controls, everything. Whereas Resident Evil 3 took it rode the coattails of Resident Evil 2. It cut content.
mhm,
It cut off some of the boss fight kind of. It just a lot of the things in there were just you could tell they were just pushed. And
yeah.
it goes to show you how two games that are very, very because on in the face value of things, both of them look very similar. Graphics wise,
Mhm,
controls wise, very, very similar games. And people very much enjoyed one and not the other one.
hmm.
So I think it just goes along with the kind of what you were saying with the whole expectation, especially at launch day, you know.
Yeah. Well, it's the
Like
overhyping. It's all you setting yourself up for when you
and
overhype anything is
and
disappointment.
and that I think for me, the game that would fall in that category for me would be um oh, I can't think of the name now, but it was a space one.
Mass Effect 3,
No, no. Oh my lord, what is the name of that game?
No Man's Sky.
No Man's Sky. Oh, that game was so disappointing. What the worst part is that I bought that game at launch. I enjoyed the game for what it had, and the worst part is I remember thinking if they had advertised this, what the game has, it would be a great game. but
Sure.
because they hyped up so much, like even the trailers, and again, the trailers graphics are like trailers for commercials on about food.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It always looks better in the trailer. It always looks better in the commercial. So
Yep.
yeah, okay. But like some of the things you could encounter there, you could never encounter in the game. The things they say you could do, you couldn't do. The whole like two people, the chances of two people finding each other in this game are like close to impossible. And then immediately within days, of course, internet found each other, and it was like, wait a minute. And then that's kind of where they were like, well, okay, you can't really find each other. So just like, a very disappointing game
Yeah. But
for what it promised
at launch,
at launch.
have you seen what that game is
That
today?
game has changed so much, so much. That game has like turned into something else. But again, if they would have done the kind of the opposite, where if they would have advertised this with the promise of maybe this, dude, that
Yeah.
game would be, I think, better received, maybe better critiqued. Like I don't know. I just think again, the whole, like what you were just saying, the whole over
Right.
overhyping the game up.
So something just to change gears a little bit. We're gonna
Sure,
stay on
man.
the gaming topic, but something I wanted to kind of go through is a list of games. Is there number one? Is there anything that's coming out in the next 12 months that
Next
you're really
year,
excited for? Yeah. Well, let's just say 2022.
I really don't look at games that much forward in time. I think the only two that I can think of off the top of my head are the same two that we talked about before, which
Hogwarts.
is Hogwarts. Is that what it's called? It's Hogwarts?
Hogwarts
Harry
Legacy.
Potter Hogwarts? Hogwarts Legacy. As someone who never played any of or played, had never seen any of the games,
Movies.
my lord. Yes.
Are you okay?
I am excited for that because it sounds very interesting. And the other one is Pokemon Arceus. That's coming out later this month.
Yeah. Oh, that
But
comes
there
out
are
this month,
times,
huh?
yeah, it comes out like the 20th. Actually, it comes out next week, I think. But I'll go to
The
the store and I'll.
20th comes out in 1 week from today.
Oh, did you just? Oh, look at that. I'll go to the store and I'll pre-order a game, and then they'll be like, "Do you want to pre-order anything else?" And it's like, I don't even know what's out there. And I'll look at the list. I'm like, "Oh, that's coming out
That
soon."
brings
Cool.
that brings up an interesting topic. You it sounds like you prefer buying games
I
physically.
do, man. I'm old school like that. When I been in it where I can,
Sure.
and when it comes to like the Switch games, for sure, the Switch at
Yeah.
least. This is really the only console. I wouldn't do it for the play anymore.
No.
And I actually hadn't done it in a while. I think the last game that I bought for the PlayStation was either FIFA or or maybe like a Resident Evil game,
Sure.
maybe. But yeah, nah. What about you,
I haven't bought a physical game in probably
dude?
5, 6, 7, 8 years.
No,
No, not
any.
counting. I'm sorry for myself. Not counting like
Yeah,
Switch games that I bought as
I was gonna
presents
say
or Santa. Um, you know,
I have four Switch games right here, and
yeah,
like literally on my side here that I def- definitely pre-ordered and bought physically.
sure. Well, here I'm just gonna go down this list here real quick and just kind of name some games that I think I'm kind
That are
of
coming out.
yeah
Oh yeah, you
in
didn't
the
answer
next
which ones.
which one's what?
You didn't answer which ones you are excited for, but you got a whole list.
Well, yeah, I'm just gonna go down this. Oh, I'm just looking at a list of all the games that are coming out this year,
Okay.
that I think are worth a mention here.
Oh, Dying Light. Dying Light's coming out. I forgot.
Well, Dying Light 2, which after playing the
Yeah.
first one, I don't know if I'm getting the second one.
Mmm.
I
Really
know one of my Twitch mods is gonna hate me for it, but I just don't know if I could play it.
interesting.
I don't know if I could go and play the second one.
That makes me want to play it.
I think you'll enjoy it. Like I said, the game is not bad. There's gameplay elements and certain like restrictions
Mm-hmm.
that I don't like.
Okay.
I think if
I haven't played it. I'd have to try it.
I think if it was a game that I did not stream and I just kind of played on my own for fun,
See,
maybe I would
that's
enjoy it. Maybe I
yeah.
would enjoy it.
That's the thing too, dude. That's why I try to be careful which games I stream, which ones I don't. As far as like, because most of the games I stream, I enjoy.
Right.
I say most because once in a while you might stream something that you never played before. You just don't know where it's gonna go,
Right.
or it's something like, okay, fine, I'll stream this one because somebody else is playing or whatever. For the
Yeah,
most part, I try to stream games that I enjoy. But if you
you
stream
gotta.
something that you enjoy, but you know that you play differently because you're streaming it, that sometimes sucks the fun part out of it, which sucks. That sucks.
That's the hard thing because, and I've mentioned this before. The only time I really play games is when I have
Is
the
when you
time to
stream,
stream. It's
right?
the only time
Yeah.
I can't take the time to like enjoy games that like I used
Mm-hmm.
to, and I think that's part of the reason I get so burnt out with games because I'm trying to keep it exciting for everyone to watch. And I'm not really I'm not thinking about doing all the exploration and doing what I want to do.
Right.
Just
Right.
trying to keep people engaged and have a good time.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but
I feel you.
maybe
That's legit.
I think sometimes you get if you're playing games are meant to be played for you to relax and have fun.
Yeah.
And I gotta take my own advice, I think, a little bit there. There's yeah, like I said, there's Elden Ring. See, but I guess you're not following it too close. So there's Elden Ring. I know that comes out. That's not on my radar at all. Um, keep going. Are you looking it up now?
No. I
No.
was looking up porn for later.
Oh, okay, cool. What kind?
You know,
Hentai?
that's a weird thing that I do sometimes.
What? Just look up porn.
I'll look up the porn that I'm going to watch later during like while I'm playing with the guys or something. Save time,
Hold on. No jokes
efficient.
aside. Do you seriously do that?
Yeah. Oh yeah. 100%.
Really?
Because
Good for you.
sometimes we'll talk about like random stuff, and then they'll be like, "Oh, such and such." I'm like, "Nah." And then like for example, what were we talking about the other night? Someone that I haven't heard of, and they're like, "Oh yeah, she's such and such," and like I don't know what her net worth is, and I was like, "Let me look it up." And of course, that led to another look up, and then next thing you know, hey boys, I
You've
gotta
gone
go.
down. You're down the rabbit hole.
Dude,
Oh my god.
there's literal videos that I've watched on YouTube that are like going down the rabbit hole of like mysteries of this lately. What I watch at night changes with like I don't know every couple weeks.
Right.
One maybe in this series I'm watching like a random conspiracy theories, and then the next
Hmm.
one I'm watching like are these animals real? You know. Now I've been on like a cold case kick
Are you?
like cold cases. Yeah, dude, and some of them
Did
are like
you
bro freaky.
did you watch the Don't Fuck with Cats on Netflix?
Yeah, I did. I did. My wife and I both watched that. That
I
was a
don't know why
trip.
I don't know why what you
Yeah,
said
and
that
they came
is
out with
just
like
reminded me of that.
they came out with a part two.
Did they really?
I'm pretty sure they did. Maybe I'm thinking of Tiger King. No, I think they did.
Well, Tiger King's
Someone's got to
supposed to
fact
have
check
a
me.
part 2 soon. I know that
They
much.
definitely. I think it's out. It might be out already.
Hey, Profi, do
Yeah,
you do you think
I
birds
do.
are drones
I definitely do not.
for the government?
I think the wildest conspiracy theory I hold is that I wouldn't call it wild, but I'm saying like in relation to the government, anyways. Is that they've done plenty, not just one or two. They've done plenty of inside jobs over the years to lead the U.S. to war. That's one theory I definitely hold.
So you're telling me birds just stand on electrical wires not to recharge? Is that what you're telling me?
Could you imagine? We find out like 30 years from now, like that's legit when they do. What's
How
next?
come they
What's
don't?
next?
Okay, I'm sorry.
Vaccines have a real ID that they inject in you. What's your wild? Do you have any like do you think of?
No, not really. Without getting political, no, not really.
What do you mean without getting political? This is our fucking
Without
show,
getting,
man. We can talk about whatever we want.
yeah, we could, but I don't know politics. No politics. I will say that
I'll talk politics. I don't give a fuck.
I
This
know,
is our
but
fucking show, man. We can talk about whatever we want.
yeah, sure we could, but
Boo,
also
boo, boo,
I'm not getting into it. I'm not getting into it.
boo.
So we've been playing the forest together.
We have.
Uh,
Forest is fun. And
you
you
know,
know
there's
what?
another one
The
coming out.
forest reminds me of a political standpoint that I wanted to bring up.
Yeah, what's that? That we're cutting down too many trees across the world,
I'm just
Mama.
kidding. That does not sound like something I want to click
Oh
on.
crap! I just clicked on a link. Crap.
No, you didn't.
Oh, I did. Hey, Profi,
Why
have you
would you
ever been
do
to
that?
bentcarrot.com? What the
No,
fuck?
I have not. I have not been to Beck.
Um,
But I
yo, this is so okay. For those of you that are listening, I just clicked on a very risky link in the Twitch chat.
in chat.
It's called bentcarrot.com, and it takes you to a website for a drug that can help fix your bent penis.
Bro, that's hilarious.
Hold on. A
How
bend with
bent?
like the illustration they show is a doctor levitating a carrot by using the force.
How
Did you
bent
click
do you
it?
think is too bent? I did.
I
Ooh,
don't know.
penile fracture.
I don't know. Mine's
That's one of my worst fears when like with sex with if a girl is writing. Have you ever had like any close calls like
oh yeah. Yeah.
with
Oh yeah,
writing?
you
Oh
feel
my
that
lord.
you feel there's just a little too much pressure pushing on down, you're about to snap.
Or like it just sometimes they get too into it and then they miss and this dude. I didn't know
Oh yeah,
penile
yep.
fractures were a real thing until like I mean not
Yeah.
like recently, but you know. Oh, that sounds horrible. Horrible,
I
dude.
can only number one imagine the pain.
The thing is too, like
Yeah.
that you can recover from that, right? Like it's not broken forever. It's not a bone, obviously.
Just wrap it up
So
and
it's really not a fracture.
just cast it up and you'll be fine, hopefully.
I don't know, dude.
Hey, did you know that Dennis Rodman has broken his penis like 4 times? That's just random knowledge I got in my brain that I
Yeah,
didn't get
I
from
gotta
Twitch chat.
see pictures to believe that.
Hey, by the way, for those of you in Twitch chat, because this is just a Profi and Profe
A
and
Pofi,
post
a Pofi.
episode, feel free to throw in some questions if you guys want to have anything
Oh, yeah,
answered at
for
some
sure.
point.
So the perfect times to
Because these are
take
much
them.
more laid back episodes that are, definitely we want to engage with you guys a lot bit more.
We should, yeah, we definitely should take these episodes to engage more with people.
Profi,
Oh,
what year did you start teaching?
7 years ago. So whatever year this is, minus 7, 2015.
Math. Huh.
Does that sound right? Doesn't sound right for whatever reason.
7 years ago?
It might be 2014. You know what's
Oh,
a very funny TikTok trend? I don't know if it's a
yeah.
trend, but
What?
I opened up TikTok. First of all, let me tell you this. I highly encourage anyone who's listening. I think this is amazing advice. I highly suggest this for anyone out there who might struggle with TikTok watching addiction, because I think it's very real. My wife suffers from this.
Mine does
Sometimes
too.
I've
And I do
gotten
too.
upstairs. Do you really?
I do.
I don't. I don't. And I'll tell you why. I have this golden rule. It's a 3-strike rule. Okay. If you are watching a video on TikTok and you scroll up because you're like, this is dumb, that's a strike. If you have to do that 3 more times, close the app. Simple as that.
Do you want to know when I stop?
When do you stop?
So if you go on TikTok, in their algorithm, they'll play a video that says, "Hey, you've been watching TikTok for however long. You should maybe stop."
Mm-hmm. That's when you stop.
No, I usually wait till I see it again.
See, my problem with that is that I wouldn't want some thing to tell me what to do. So I'd be like,
well,
stubborn. I'm like,
it's a
no,
video.
I'm not
It's
gonna.
like a video. So if you're like not paying attention, like maybe you wouldn't catch it. But it's just
Mhm.
like, stop scrolling.
I
You've been
dude,
scrolling for far too long. That's like what the video says. But
I 100% advise that. Do the 3-strike rule. I promise you, you'll feel better about yourself.
I scroll
And
past
this
everybody's garbage though. Like,
then that means then TikTok is not that engaging. It's not that. It's to me it's the equivalent of going to YouTube and clicking on one video
what if
and not liking it and then clicking on the next one and then the next one and the
as
next one.
as a
Why do that to
frequent
yourself?
as a frequent TikTok poster, usually once at,
Mhm.
every couple days, I have this weird thing in my mind that I know is not a true fact, but
Mhm.
if I post a video, I feel like I have to engage with the app so that like maybe I'll get more plays.
You might be right. There might be something to that. I don't know. I have
Clearly
no.
there's not because I had a video with only 2 views the other day. So
But we talked. But you also had a video with like 1,000 of you
oh, well,
duetting
yeah, the
an
dumb
egg.
dude, the dumb oh
Wasn't it something like that, dude?
Oh,
That's why.
there's dude,
It's so
TikTok
weird,
is
man.
and do you know the
TikTok is a
dumbest
weird
thing?
place.
TikTok, I don't understand TikTok because the dumbest ones are the ones that have gotten traction.
Seriously, or you go. I'll see the ones that are like, do it this, but don't put any words in the thing, and just look at the camera. And then you look at the things, and it's got like, you know, tens of thousands of likes or whatever. It's like, how? I don't understand this. This makes no sense to me.
Yeah, I
No sense to me. And now this whole thing on TikTok that I'm completely lost about, by the way, is this war between I don't know who and I don't know who else. And they're like, pick your side. I'm like, I don't even know who the fuck you are.
Are you talking about the console or the people on the side of the
The
console?
council and the
Yeah, the
rogues.
council. Yes.
That's all I don't know which side is which. I don't I see one video and I'm
You
like,
can,
I side with such and such. I don't give
oh,
a
I've never
fuck.
seen any videos about people siding, but I've never heard of the rogue thing. I think maybe I've seen one video, but
I don't
a lot
dude,
of
I
it,
don't know.
it's all the meta, within TikTok.
Yeah, I figure it's something TikTok related, but
It's a meta joke that
I
it
think
all
it's
started.
fun.
No, I love them.
It just
I'm guilty.
TikTok is crazy. TikTok's taking a life of its own, just forming, and it's its own
Right.
thing, dude.
I never thought I'd like TikTok. I refused to download it for the longest time. So Mama Post maybe download it.
Well, it's been around for years if you think about it.
Yeah, sure. But
Because what was before that? Musically and then Vine and
yeah,
they're all the same thing.
right,
I can't think of what came before that. YouTube. I don't know.
right. Well,
Just kids on YouTube.
bro, do you remember did you ever what's that one website where like you would video chat with random people and just it would just keep scrolling with random people? I can't remember the name of it.
Oh, I have it in my head. It was Omegle?
That sounds
No.
maybe that sounds right.
Or is it a different one?
I don't know. Omegle.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Omegle. Yeah, yeah.
Omegle.
Okay.
So
Big brain.
I don't like I don't know. You'll see the videos on TikTok every once in a while of like a person that's playing music or whatever, and I'm like,
Mhm.
that's something that I had never actually done. One, because I never had a webcam when I was younger, but like two, I always thought that would be kind of fun to go and do and
What
mess
do you
around
mean?
with.
Like what do you mean?
Just see the kind of different shit you run into on there.
There's this one dude who I think I follow on TikTok who, and they're very wholesome videos, but he'll go around and like draw people, and I think he uses that app because it'll just be random people, like hey, and he'll like do a whole little hey, do you mind if I like draw you? And it's like
Yeah.
very cool videos, and I think the people will be like, you got 5 minutes. Yeah, he does this beautiful like little caricature.
Yeah.
I think stuff like that is cool, but I also think like you'll probably find
A lot more penises.
more penises.
Yep. Than anything.
And naked people. Yeah, for sure.
I had this discussion. I don't know why we're going down this rabbit hole again.
Isn't a bad thing.
I think I had this discussion with my chat the other day. Do you know what glass ass is?
No idea.
You don't know what glass ass is?
Glass ass.
Yeah, glass
what you're
ass.
saying.
Yeah, can you search glass ass for me?
Glass ass. I'm terrified. Wait. So, what is it? Is it
Don't
an
ask
old video?
questions. It's old. Yeah, from like back when we were in high school.
So I might know what it is. I just didn't know that the video was called Glass Ass.
Yeah.
I thought it was called like One Guy, One Jar or something.
So it's similar concept, but it's the
Okay.
same thing. It's the same thing.
Yeah.
Did you know that video I just saw? I don't remember where I saw the post, but that just like had its 13th anniversary.
13.
13 or 14th, whatever, of that video.
You're telling me you said high school? No
Yeah,
way.
I thought it
13
was high
years ago?
school.
No way, dude. How old are we?
Old, bro.
13 years ago.
32.
We wouldn't be in
Yeah.
I was in high school.
What?
No
We
way,
graduated
dude.
the same year, dude. We just like 2 years, like 4 years ago, we had our 10-year anniversary. So we've been out of school for 14 years.
I'm 31.
I'm 32, but it doesn't matter. We still went to school in the same fucking years.
13 years ago, 18 is when 18 was when the video came out.
No, it came out in like 08, 07,
You said it just had its 13-year anniversary.
14. It was either 13 or
14.
14.
Nuts. That's crazy. I wonder how
I
that
mean,
guy's asshole is holding up.
I'm curious. But
That's
it's funny
something.
because
Oh,
I saw
yeah,
a
that's
TikTok. I saw a TikTok today using
yeah.
the cyberpunk like thick dubstep music. It
Mhm.
was just a video of a guy. All you can see was his legs with a glass jar on the ground, and it's like playing the music, and then it goes red, and it's like just kind of hyping it up. Like I don't know. It was a callback to that to
I
Glass
love
Ass.
how the generation now is like some of them are going back to some of the old things that we like, lived through
That's how
our
you know you're
traumatizing
old,
years.
bro. That's how you know you're old. Like emo, like this whole like emo trend is coming back big time. Like like I was never like that, but
I definitely have the Facebook pictures like this and like the
sure, yeah. Well, I think a lot of
black and
people did.
white.
I don't think I did.
Yeah,
Maybe I did.
I
Oh my
definitely did.
god, I should go back on an old MySpace deep dive.
I can't even go back to my old MySpace. Dude. I don't remember like,
No,
anything. MySpace was the shit though. How you
your
could
top
like
8?
put a little music thing and you're like people enter your page and it's like
Yeah. Dude, I remember so that was back when I knew how to use HTML and my shit was always I always had like one of the coolest pages out there, at least that I knew of.
this real crispy.
It was just super custom. Nobody's pages looked like mine. I
And
had
you put
completely
artists. Dude,
custom.
that shit was a. There's an artist now who I still follow who's probably one of my favorite artists. His name is Wax. Who he's amazing. He's a very talented dude.
Yeah.
And I remember him. He messaged me back on MySpace and it was like my biggest whoa fucking crazy dude.
Yeah.
And just to think about that now is like, dude, this guy messaged me on MySpace. How many of us had fucking MySpace, dude?
Man.
Fucking nuts. Wasn't it like top 4 at first, and then they extended
Well,
it
it's
to like
top 8.
now you're
It's
top 16? I
well, I
remember at one
think
point you
I
could
think
get
you were allowed
more.
to no, it was like a top 8, I think, but then you could eventually choose a top 4 to top 16 or top
Something like
24
that.
even something like
It
that.
was something
And
like
that,
that,
and
yeah.
dude, and then people would get so triggered. Oh, you have such and such before me on your top 8? What the fuck? Do
I
you
don't
remember
think I had
that?
enough. I don't think I had enough friends to fill up a top 24,
Uh,
dude.
bro.
I mean, I had people, MySpace friends, but a real like life people that I interacted with was like 7 maybe. I didn't have that problem. Sorry, bro. It
Yeah, I
wasn't that
guess I
cool.
did. I guess I did. I was apparently
Also,
that
that
cool.
that died out by. No, that was still around high school, wasn't it? No, it wasn't. It
Yeah.
wasn't.
I didn't even
Yeah,
get on I didn't even get on Facebook until
it
after
had
high
to have
school.
died out in high school sometime.
No, it was after high school because I didn't get
No
out of
way,
I did dude,
really?
I didn't even join Facebook until after high
Oh,
school ended.
I don't remember this, dude. I have to do some checking. Also, I'm not a very big social media person though.
Yeah, no.
I didn't have a Facebook till like way later
Well,
either.
social media back in the day was a lot more fun. Now it's just toxic and full of advertisements. Like when I post
Well,
bucket bites shit all the time or nuclear coffee stuff all the time.
but it is very weird. Or like it hears you and it advertises for that shit. So
Mhm.
you watched Two
Yeah.
Girls One Cup?
I've seen it before, yes. And
What was
meatspin.com.
what was the other one with the four girls? Four girls
Oh.
finger painting, wasn't it called something
Oh,
like
I
that?
don't remember that one. I don't. I'm sure it has to. It's involving the same thing as Two Girls One Cup, though.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And then there was the horse one, of course. Horse.
I
Of
never
course.
saw the horse. I never saw the horse video,
Ooh,
which
the horse
apparently
one.
is a good for good reason, I guess.
The horse one was horrible because of the sound made was I can't like I so clearly remember it to this day. And then the pullout it was just a mess. It was horrible. It was not. I'm pretty sure the guy died from internal injuries.
Oh, it was a
Clearly,
guy.
yeah, it was a
Was it?
guy.
I think I've seen that video.
Mm-hmm.
Now that you say that, I
R.I.P.
think,
R.I.P.
hey man, he died doing what he loved.
I don't think so. I don't know if you ever tried that. I think that was. I think that was his like step up from sheeps. I don't know what the fuck he was doing before.
Dude, weird shit that you see on the internet over the years just sticks in your brain, bro.
There are many things that I saw back then that now I wonder if it's true. Like that dude who did the Pain Olympics.
Yep.
The dude who. Do you think that
100%
was
real.
real?
100%.
Yeah. No way, dude.
Yeah. Yep.
The thing that gets me about that video is that there's no sound of the dude. It's literally just chopping.
Some
There's
people
you can't do you
think
can't
about
tell
what
me.
drugs do. But think about all the drugs people do though.
I don't know, dude. That's nuts to me. You better chop
It,
off your bits and not a peep.
yeah, I don't know. What a
That's crazy to
fucking
me.
jambalaya of a show we've had today.
Dude, this is what the show is all the time.
No, this was particularly all over the place.
With no bites.
What's that?
With no bites off the top of the dome.
Yeah. It's been
Look at us.
It's been insane. I suppose you and me we could jump into the bucket if you want for a little bit. Unless if we're not gonna get anything from chat, we can jump into the bucket. Can we play the game I wanted to play last week?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I forgot how it went.
That's fine. Just to introduce the people to it. The name of this game is called Temp Agency. Okay.
Okay.
So the way this game works, so typically it'll be the guest that is going to be doing the interviewing, but for this instance, it's you'll be the guest. Okay. The guest interviews for a job, without knowing what the job is. Okay. So I'm going to ask you 3 questions. Okay. And then 2 follow-up questions based on your answers. Then at the end, you get to ask me a couple of questions. And then at the end, I get to decide whether or not you're hired or not. And if you are, then I guess I don't know. We haven't really thought of a punishment yet. But
you're just fucking out of a job.
That's right.
Okay.
That's right. So okay, you want to do that?
Yeah.
All right. So
what are you sure, are you putting something on the thing?
Yes, I'm putting it on the screen so people can see it. All right, so on the screen right now is the job that he is applying for. For those of you listening to the show as a podcast, the job that Profe is going to be interviewing for is called the butthole dentist. Okay?
Okay.
Okay, Profe. Welcome to your interview. How are you?
I'm good. Good. How are you?
I'm doing good.
Good.
So I guess I'll jump right into the interview questions then.
Please.
Okay. How much experience would you say that you've got in this particular field of work?
Well, I've been working since so I said I could since 16. So I would say about 16 years. And every year I keep getting better and better at this.
Okay, you've been getting better and better. And what was it that drove you to want to do this job?
I have a really good friend who suggested I do this. He loves doing this job, so he told me, you know what would be perfect for you? This job. And I said, you know what? You're right. I agree.
Have you practiced this before you actually had done this before, or is this your first time?
This job?
Yes.
Have I practiced this?
Yes, have you practiced doing this job before actually doing this, or is this your first time doing the job?
You know, I'll be honest with you. I'm going off of what my friend said, and
so you've never done this before?
No, I'm just going off what he said. He's done this for years. He said that he thought I'd be perfect for this job.
Okay. I know this. I'm just gonna keep asking you a few questions. I'm going past 3. So,
okay.
So, what, you know how every job has a list of materials that they need for the job. What would you say is the most, what is in your tool bag, so to speak? What kind of items yes, what kind of tools are you bringing to work with you?
You know, I'm very, my body is my ultimate tool. But if there are tools that I need to get for the job, hey, let me know.
Okay.
Otherwise,
there's no other tools you'd bring.
I don't think so. No.
No, you don't think so. Just yourself. Okay,
myself.
so you would just do this with just you and just you.
Yep, just me and my what, sir? Sir, what were you about to say there?
Well, typically this job will require some kind of tools, so You know,
Oh, sorry.
um,
Might have been confused about the job a little bit.
no, that's okay. That's
Oh,
okay.
okay.
So, my next question for you:
Mm-hmm.
when you are working on a project,
Yeah.
how is your attention to detail?
I'm a very attentive man, sir.
Would you say that you're willing to dig deep to find the issues at hand?
As deep as I need to go, where I'll go. Do I?
That's great.
Can I?
Yes. Do you have any questions for me in the meantime?
Look, money. I'm gonna be honest with you. I need to know how much I'm getting paid for this.
Well, it's a strict salary starting. What are you looking for?
69K.
69K would be. I think that would
69K,
be an
sir.
That would be an acceptable starting salary. But with your experience, though, is a concern
Oh, what's
because you
that?
don't have any experience. Now, I know you said you're willing to dive deep into the issues at hand.
I'm a quick learner too. I'm a quick learner. I'm
But I
very
just
good
want
with
to.
my hands.
You're very good with your hands. Okay, let's say you found a problem.
Mm-hmm.
You're working, and you found a problem. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
how would you fix that problem?
I would try to
Let's say, hold
problem
on.
shoot,
Let me ask you this. You're the one that
sir.
caused the you're the one that caused the mistake.
Uh-huh.
You
It's
made a
me.
mistake. How do you fix
Okay.
your mistake?
I would either try to cover it up without you knowing, or try to fix it until it's can't be fixed no more, and then come to you and say, "Hey, I don't know what happened. Someone else must have done this." Look, I'm being honest with you. All right, being honest with you. That's what I would do.
Okay. You can ask me another question if you'd like.
Money's the only question I had.
No,
Really.
you don't have.
And
That's all you have.
When do I start?
What kind of personal protective clothing would you be bringing to the job?
Clothing? What you see? What you got?
Personal protect PPEs, personal protective equipment.
That's all I got, sir.
That's all you got. You just what do you
Just my
what do you what are you
just my
wearing
shirt
to
and a socks.
shirt and socks?
I'm wearing no underwear, sir.
Okay, so
I wasn't told I needed it.
okay, so when you are working with your patients, because this is
Mhm.
a field, do you have
Oh.
a degree?
Oh,
Are
fuck.
do you have a degree?
Yes, but I don't think for this.
You
I'm gonna be
don't.
honest with you. I don't think I have a degree for this.
Well,
Whatever
now
this job is.
I would say that not wearing pants, because
Doesn't
I'm just assuming
That's a
now
no
how
go.
you're gonna go about
Can't
doing
do that.
this.
Gotta wear pants. Okay. Hey,
Well,
I'll wear
no.
pants.
I mean, I
No,
think that we are open to experimental
I'm really
procedures
glad.
here.
I get really stuffy down there, sir. I can't wear pants all the time.
That's fine. So, are you saying that you
Yeah.
would use your penis then while working,
Sir, no one said anything about my penis.
but you're
Oh
not
my
wearing pants?
lord.
So are you saying
I
that
don't
you're
know.
not willing to do you're not willing?
I don't know if I want to work here anymore.
Okay.
How dare we
Well,
bring up that tool?
sometimes.
Unless I need to use that tool, then I retract what I said. And yes, I will use my penis.
How important is flossing?
Um, Important, I guess.
Okay.
You're asking me a lot of questions.
I know. I'm
A
sorry.
lot of questions.
I went way past the 3. That's fine.
What is
Okay.
this?
So at this time, I don't think I'm gonna hire you. You're
Oh man,
you're you,
what?
you really teased me. But
Unbelievable.
I do not think I can hire you at this time for the butthole dentist position that's available.
Oh my god.
You did
Can I
get me
ask?
kind of
Can I
you
ask
had me excited.
what
Yeah.
pushed you away?
You
What pushed you away?
you had me excited for the experimental
Uh-huh.
aspects of probing with your penis. But when you said no and you kind of turned away from that, I think we
I couldn't
decided
use
that your
like my
lack of
hands or
experience.
anything.
No, your lack of experience is what
Ah, fuck.
is what turned us down from this position. So I am sorry.
God damn it. Well, ain't the first time I've been denied a butthole. Butthole dentist. What the fuck does that even mean? What the fuck
bro.
even is that? You know, you never told me what game specifically you're excited to look for. You just read off a list, but you never told me which game you're excited for.
Well, there's Hogwarts.
Realized.
There's Hogwarts Legacy. Hogwarts Legacy is a big one. You know, honestly, I think one of them is going to be Sons of the Forest, which is we played the sequel comes out this year.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So I'm sure they're going to take a lot of what they learned from the first game and go into the second wave with it.
Sons of the Forest.
Yep.
Are you excited for Dying Light 2?
We already talked about this, and I don't go back and talk about things I already talked about.
Oh, so you are excited then? Cool. So you're gonna buy it on launch day?
So Evil Dead is coming out with a game.
Yes.
Did you ever watch the Sam Raimi films for Evil Dead?
Sam Raimi?
Yeah.
He was in it?
No, he directed it.
Why am I thinking Sam? Who is the guy who's in iRobot? Not iRobot, Mr. Robot. What's that guy's name? That's not Sam Raimi. I don't know. Anyways, no, I didn't watch the remakes. I watched the old school one.
You know what I just learned? I did not know this, but Sam Raimi also created the Spider-Man trilogy of 2002. Yes. And I think that I did not know that until right now when I looked at it.
Yeah.
So Evil Dead, it followed. Do you know who Bruce Campbell is?
Yeah. Guy with the shotgun for an arm?
Yeah, that's that. It's from that fucking movie.
Chainsaw.
Yeah, Chainsaw. Yeah. That's from that fucking movie. That's the Evil Dead movies.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Have you seen all of them, or just? I'm assuming.
I think just that one.
Just that. Well, see, I guess there's technically two of them because in the first one's when he gets it, and then in the second in
that one,
Army of Darkness. Oh, it's the one where it's in the past.
Nah, I didn't see that one.
Oh, you didn't see the one? Okay, so you saw the original. Well, hold on now. There's two. There's the original, and then he made it again, and the second one I think is a little bit better. It's a lot more entertaining for sure. They're classic though. Those are movies that
I saw this really good zombie movie with Ron Jeremy once. You know who Ron Jeremy is?
Yeah, I do. What's the story about?
Zombies, dude.
Zombies.
It's like a very bad movie. Horrible movie. Yeah, but Ron Jeremy's in it.
Do the zombies like? Okay. Do the zombies like spit on people?
No.
Oh.
He might kill a zombie with his penis at some point. I always thought he would have made a really good Mario back in the day. Pre-sexual allegations and all that, obviously. Are there any movies that are coming out that you're excited for?
No.
That was a straight answer. No?
No. I don't know any movies that are coming out.
I'm really excited for the Doctor Strange movie. I really like Doctor Strange.
Yeah? What makes you so excited about it? Just because continuing the story?
Doctor Strange is
because you saw Spider-Man, so I know there's
his
I know that there's
very like other it's not like straight, like for example Hulk would be very physical, smash and go, whereas his movies are more fucking with your mind, optical illusion type shit.
Okay.
I like it. More creative.
Sure. Who's your favorite actor?
Storyline.
Who's your favorite actor?
Like
if they're in this movie, like I know I have that one actor. I know there's that one actor. If he's in the movie, 9 times out of 10, I'm gonna fucking love the movie, no matter how bad it is.
Dude, I don't know. There are many that I enjoy, but I can't pick one.
Sure.
Johnny Depp is one of them, though. Like I like him a lot. I like Johnny Depp a lot. Edward Norton is another one.
Okay.
And James McAvoy. I was trying to think of his name.
McAvoy.
He's the dude who voiced in 12 Minutes, and he was in Wanted, I believe.
Yep.
He was also in some of the Marvel movies.
So maybe my answer is, I don't know.
Stupid?
Maybe it might be stupid.
Please go ahead.
I don't know what it is, but any movie with Leonardo DiCaprio in it,
Oh, of course.
I
Yeah.
fucking love it. I fucking love it.
I think he's a great actor, and I think he's only got one.
Yes.
Right?
Yes. And it does even
Ridiculous.
I think the movie he won, didn't he win it for
The Revenant.
The Revenant.
Which I thought was, dude, if you're talking about DiCaprio movies, it's not one of his best movies.
No, it's absolutely not.
At all.
But I think it was a pity trophy for him because
like
of the hell he put him through. Well, he put himself through hell for that movie.
Did he?
Yeah.
What did he do?
Because I thought he fucking like starved himself and like all this other stuff. Yeah, hold on. I mean, I can look it up, but
it's not a horrible movie by any means. I don't mean to say that. It's I enjoyed the movie, but when you think of like he won it for this,
right?
When it's dude,
and you compare it to all the other movies,
bro.
See, but like I don't know. One of my favorite movies of all time is Django.
Really?
Unchained. Yeah, I fucking love that movie. It's such a fun movie,
that, though, because
or Hateful Eight
movies. I've never seen that one, but one of my
You've
favorite
never
movies
seen,
is
okay,
Inception.
Sorry. Okay, yeah.
And Inception also has DiCaprio in it, so.
Yep. No, absolutely.
Common denominator.
It's, I don't know. But I'm also, oh my god, my brain is blanking now. The director who did Hateful Eight and Django. Oh my god.
Quentin
Tarantino. Yes, thank you.
I didn't know he did Hateful Eight, but I know for sure he did Django. So I was like,
when him and fucking Leo started working together, it was like fucking gold. From chat, Dominic's asking, have you all seen The Lone Ranger? And that's with Johnny Depp. I know that's with Johnny
Depp, right?
Yeah. I have not seen that movie, but I thought the only reason I didn't watch this movie is because I assumed it was gonna be fucking Captain Jack Sparrow as a fucking cowboy. That's what the trailers looked like, and I wasn't interested in that. I fucking love pirates. He's fucking fantastic in Pirates. I love that character. That character is him. Like you don't have Jack Sparrow. You don't have Jack Sparrow without Johnny Depp.
Yeah.
I
agree.
So I don't know.
Yeah, I think he's a great. Has he ever won the? What do you call it? Has he ever won the award for best actor? I want to say he has, right? I want to say he might have even won it for Scissorhands, but I might be fucking around.
So let's see.
He's got to have won it before.
He's never won an Academy Award. He's won one Golden Globe. That's pretty much it, dude. He's been nominated 3 times for the Academy Awards. Johnny does have range, and wasn't he part of?
He's never won it.
No, not a Golden Globe. Oh, he won 1 Golden Globe. Which it doesn't tell me what he won it for, but
he never won an Oscar though.
No, okay, he won it for Sweeney Todd.
Wow, have you seen that movie?
No. Is it good?
I thought the movie was not great. I mean, he's good in it because it's Johnny Depp, but again, it's kind of like how with DiCaprio with The Revenant, a good movie. But would you have, out of all the movies that he has, would you give him a freaking Oscar for it?
Mr. Dominic in chat, did you know that Johnny Depp was nominated as worst actor in the movie The Lone Ranger?
Oh, that's funny.
He didn't win worst actor, but he was was nominated.
Well, that is range. I want to say that for sure there are actors out there who have won both best actor and worst.
Oh, dude, I'm
thinking specifically of a female actress. I can't remember the name though. But Johnny Depp is very enjoyable. I think anything with Johnny Depp, I also enjoy a lot.
What about Nicolas Cage?
Oh, dude, he the last movie that I think I watched from him and enjoyed was maybe National Treasure.
Yeah. Yep.
Wait, that was fucking Tom Hanks. That's not even.
Oh, was it? No.
Yeah, dude.
What movie? What movie?
National Treasure.
He's a National Treasure.
No, wasn't that? Is that him?
Yes, that's Nick. That's Nick Cage.
You know, I'm confusing that with Da Vinci Code. I'm confusing that with Da Vinci Code.
Yeah.
I enjoyed both movies. I enjoyed both movies, but that's the last one that I enjoyed was
dude.
Cage.
Those movies are the ones that like you're at a family gathering and just they're on the TV and like you're kind of watching it, but you're kind of not.
Yeah,
you know, those are the best movies for that.
that's the last movie I watched from him that I enjoyed, dude.
So Nicolas Cage has won 2 Academy Awards, 2 Oscars.
Oh, Face Off.
One for a movie called Adaptation, which I've never seen.
Okay. Never heard
One
of it.
for Leaving Las Vegas. I've seen that movie.
Oh.
That was back all the way in 1995.
He was in Face Off with Travolta.
Yep. He was nominated for Academy of Science Fiction, Fantasy, and Horror Films Award for that one.
That was a good movie.
Didn't win it. I don't recall that movie.
Him and Travolta swap faces.
Really?
Yeah, very interesting movie.
Is that where the whole face swap app came from?
Yeah. They created it back in fucking 80 something?
97.
97. Excuse me.
Yeah, Nick Cage is definitely someone. He's different.
His library is pretty large, but he's also made a lot of mid to low movies.
Yeah,
a lot.
Fucking talking about, you know how earlier we were talking about movies that like were surprisingly they surprised you with how much you enjoyed them.
Mm-hmm.
Did you watch the Cruella movie with Emma Stone?
Not at all.
No,
I love Emma Stone. Mm-hmm.
Watch that movie. It's on Disney Plus. I'm not gonna say anything about it, how much I liked it or how much I didn't like it.
You should, because I have right now my want to watch that movie is very low.
Okay.
To be honest with you.
We watched that movie because we thought
good?
we watched that movie because we thought the kids would like it. It's not a perfect movie, but I really like that movie. It really surprised me with how good it is. It's not what you think it is. It's very smart. It's very it's somewhat funny. I really like that movie, and I might actually end up watching it tonight now. Again.
Okay. Did you watch the Joker?
I did. Movie? Yep, with Joaquin Phoenix.
Yeah.
Yep, I fucking love that movie too.
I fucking love that movie.
I love that movie.
Is this still? Can you watch somewhere? Like, is it available?
Yeah, I think it's. I bought it.
Wow! You liked it that much. So you won't buy a video games physical form, but you'll buy physical copies of DVDs. Interesting.
I bought it digitally, so I could watch it on all my platforms. But yeah.
Oh, have you watched Tenet?
I started Tenet and I fell asleep because I was tired.
I thought Tenet was really cool.
That's another. So there's fucking Tenet. What's the other one that fucking came out is on Netflix?
Which, by the way, Nolan, I think is one of the best.
Christopher Nolan? Movies, fuck yeah, dude.
Christopher Nolan. Love his movies.
Oh, for sure.
Love his movies.
Absolutely. He's probably in my top 3.
2 of his movies are in my top 3 favorite movies all time.
Which ones?
Inception and Memento.
If you've never seen Memento! Yes! Like 1999 that movie came out, right?
I have no idea, but Guy Pearce was in it.
2001 or 2000. Okay. 2000. So my dad made me watch this. I did not want to watch this movie. My dad made me watch it when it came out. Like he rented it, from Bollywood Video,
yeah.
And I fucking didn't like it. He never returned it. So it was still at our house and I watched it however many years later. I'm like, holy shit, this movie is actually really good.
Dude, the movie's great. And for people that haven't watched it, I highly recommend you watch it and then watch it again and then watch it backwards. Cause you can watch it. There's if you buy the DVD version, which I have.
Yeah.
You can watch the black and white parts separately from the color part. It's a good movie. Very unique. Which I think, by the way, there's one thing about movies. Wait, why are you making that face?
I was just looking at how much time we have left.
Yeah, we're there. But one thing that I wanted to say too that I just thought about when we were talking about movies is this need for movies nowadays. Because I was telling you before how I watch movies with my brother a lot, and I thought this was a different genre kind of thing, but this is just a movie thing nowadays where there's a need for them to add some kind of twist at the end. There's got to be some kind of twist, and I think
it's the M Night Shyamalan effect where he twists have been in movies forever.
You do not need that. Does that work great for some movies? Of course it does. But like now you're seeing this in like a bunch of the movies that he watches are like C horror movie films.
Hmm.
It's like there's absolutely no fucking reason. All of a sudden, it's like, but it was me the whole time. The dog? No, I never thought. Like, come on, dude. You do not need that.
Twists are good if they make sense.
And not every movie needs a twist. There are some great movies that I can like Inception, for example. I wouldn't call it a twist necessarily. The ending, I think it's ambiguous, and I think the twist, if you will, is the whole like, well, was he ever in a dream? But there's no like
Well,
twist. I want to say.
he's spoken out and like he said that.
Yeah. But I'm saying like for many people, you watch that film and there's a certain level of interpretation. If you look at the clues, the
That's
answer's there.
any kind of literature, movie, anything where shit is open to interpretation. That's the best fucking twist you can fucking throw out there.
Which is why that doesn't need to be explicitly stated. Exactly.
No,
I agree.
And your fucking mind just wanders. And I don't know.
And you can argue with your coworkers and call them stupid and say, "No, you're an idiot." I think.
Yeah. This. And the next thing you know, you're stabbing your coworkers in the middle of the lunchroom cafeteria at school. Okay. I mean, I'm not saying you do that, but
but I definitely think that movies abuse that trope. Like, oh, this, you know what? It was obviously clear that it was like one that I'm thinking of. I'm sure there's so many, but one that I'm thinking of is like Now You See Me. I think either the first one or the second one. I'm not gonna give the spoiler away if you haven't seen it, but basically it takes like it's like, oh, shocking, but wait a minute, when you think about it, it doesn't fucking make sense. And if you gotta put a twist to make it shocking at the cost of plot holes, then it's not worth it. What are you doing? It's not worth it. I think that's a trope that movies need to get away from.
I was totally, just so you know, I was totally mixing up Catch Me If You Can with the movie you were just referencing. And I'm like, they made a second Catch Me If You Can.
You literally said that, and I was like, "Did I make the same mistake I did earlier with the?"
No, you didn't. You didn't. No, you did. You didn't though. You didn't though. And I'm like, wait a minute. What? No.
Not again.
Wow. So.
But yeah, that one.
Yeah. So, we're kind of wrapping up. We only have a few minutes, maybe about 10 minutes left of the standard episode here.
2 minutes.
No, we got 10 minutes because the show started late because somebody didn't decide to show up until. Whenever.
What are you talking about? I'm on time.
Dude, do you remember me complaining on stream when we were playing It Takes Two? Just always bitching about, I'm just waiting for Profi. Where's Profi? It's like 10, 15 minutes waiting for Profi. Oh, man.
I don't remember any of this.
All the time.
Nothing.
By the way, that game was so fun.
The game was fun, yeah. Dude, I was disappointed because I didn't realize I was going to get it to play with my wife.
Yeah.
And I was going to get it for the Switch. And it's like, oh, it doesn't even have a fucking Nintendo port. It might never will.
No, your best bet is to
PC.
Well, I was gonna say, or get an Xbox because it's free on Xbox Game Pass too.
No.
Anyways,
buy a console so my wife and I can play a game. No, she's not that worth it.
Bro, I bought an Oculus. I bought a fucking Oculus so my wife could play Beat Saber. Okay.
Did you? I have one actually, and I used it for 3 games. Oh no, 2 games and porn. Resident Evil and some like roller coaster. Oh, I think it was the game that your wife's playing.
Oh, Until Dawn.
Until Dawn, but the roller. There's a VR version of it, like a roller coaster. Yeah.
Well, is it from the same series? It's not the same thing.
It's called Until Dawn, Ride of something.
That doesn't make any fucking sense.
Dude, yeah.
I hope you didn't pay money for that.
It was free. It was a free VR download.
Okay.
Only reason I played it.
Can I vent for a second?
No, absolutely not. This is not the time or fucking place for that.
So in the closing moments, Profi, is there anything, last few things that you wanted to touch on? I know this is kind of a more chill, more discussion based episode where we kind of, like I said, jambalaya around. But
I think it's fine. I think it's good. These episodes are going to give us more of a chance to interact with chat more. So I think they're good and speak our mind more. Like, or not speak our mind more, but just talk about more random stuff. So Yeah.
No,
these
I
are
agree, and
they're good episodes.
I do want to have a little bit more structure. I think in the future,
Okay.
a little bit, just a little bit.
Sure. I
It's my
don't.
fault because I also didn't come prepared today. So instead of preparing for the episode, I took a nap. So,
Dude, I think it's fine. I think it's totally fine. And like I said, I think they're, if anything, in some ways, they kind of will be able to do more of whatever we want because it's just us, taking whatever direction we want.
right. I haven't finished this bottle of wine yet.
I love
Anyways,
you're drinking wine. Oh,
I am.
that's cute.
Do you like the
Yeah,
glass I'm using, by the way?
dude, I'm not. I love the glass. I do love the glass.
Do you?
I'm not a big fan of wine, dude.
I
I'm
never
not.
used to be. I never used to
I'm
be.
not.
Um, it was so I started off with drinking like Moscato,
Mm.
like the sweeter wines. It's essentially fruit juice at that point with alcohol in
Mhm.
it. Um,
Okay. Which I enjoy.
fucking cryptic, you fucking piece of shit. So for those of you listening, in our live stream chat, username Cryptic Beast said, "I can see you being the wife in the relationship." Which, for the record, the glass that I'm drinking my wine out of says "best wife ever." Okay, that's what it says. I forgot that people listening can't see yeah.
Beautiful.
I don't know. I love my wife. She's awesome. I give her wine glasses and she doesn't use them. So, but no, I think this is a good place to call it, Profi. I know we've been skirting around it for the last few minutes. I think we can hang around afterwards, do a little not bucket bites, a little bit of after hours.
Sure.
For a little bit.
Let's give our last. You give it like the last statements. Anything you want to say to?
No, I guess the only thing I really wanted to say, is for bucket bites. Obviously, like right now when we're recording this, we're live on Twitch. Okay, twitch.tv/bucket bites. We're also on Twitter. Just search up Bucket Bites. We're on Instagram. Search Bucket Bites. Search Facebook for actually we picked the best fucking name because nobody had that username anywhere.
Love it. I love it.
So we're literally Bucket Bites everywhere. But I just wanted to mention that the full recording of the video is not going to be on our Twitch. It's going to be on the YouTube channel. So make sure you watch that. If you want to see our faces. And also we have a Patreon, where while we record the after hours show, which is usually 20 to 30 minutes, that's going to be for live viewers only or for Patreon supporters, which we have a few now, which has been awesome.
Look, we appreciate everyone who supports us, not only with this, but our individual channels. I really do feel, I was thinking about this yesterday actually, as I was streaming, but we really have built, I think, a community together that is very enjoyable. Like we talk about this a lot behind the scenes, jokingly, like, "Oh, now my viewers are in your chat," or "Wait, what are you doing with my viewers?" But I think it's really cool how we show up in just in everybody's chats and support each other, and just I there's many people that I do not know, right? Who I feel who I can banter with because of the community that we built within the chats within each other's streams. So, and I like the growth that I've seen. It might not be much for other people, but I think for me personally, I think it's great. I think it's awesome, and I can see us growing even more. So thank you for the people that support us, both individually and supporting Bucket Bites. I think it's awesome. I have fun doing this, so thank you guys for being here in the chat right now, and also for the people that listen to us
or watch us later. And also check out the
Or watch it
OnlyFans,
later.
onlyfans.com/bucketbites.
That's coming out too. Yep.
I'm sorry, I spoiled that.
You can actually already see a preview of that if you go on my stream. I do have a link to that. You just put in command OnlyFans for the preview.
OnlyFans Profi plays with post. Oh man,
bro, look at the name.
Hey, just final notes. Fuck it, we're gonna call it. We're gonna do an after hours after this, so stick around if you're watching live. But thank you guys again so much. I am with the marker sniffer. Profe plays.
And I am with what is it?
I don't
Touching
know.
yourself while making coffee roaster. Papa Post.
I appreciate you guys so much for listening and all the support you've given us. This is Bucket
Catch you
Bites.
guys later.
Let's see you next week. Bye.
Adios.